Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Ace of Cups. This is your heart, you know. This is feeling that you are, your heart wants something. This is the seed of all love and joy and bliss and beauty and pleasure and purpose and meaning and fulfillment, right? And I think that you're feeling a call. You're feeling a desire toward a purpose. Yeah. We need to put this into some context. Right now, we don't know what it is. Right now, perhaps it is just we're aware of our beating heart. All right. Let's see what's going on here. We need a few more cards on the table. We've got a Four of Swords, a Five of Cups, a Six of Pentacles, the Hermit, and a Six. Wow, look at that. And a Six of Wands. So we have a 6 and a 6, and if we add our ace to our 5 of cups, we get a 6 of cups. So this is I think that's what we're trying to do. I think we feel that there is something our heart really, really desires here. And we're starting to understand, I think, what that is. And we're, I think, getting ready to pursue that, right? Whatever it takes, there's that Hermit. We have here a Prince of Cups, a 10 of Wands, the Moon card, and another ace. Wow, Ace of Swords. That is your truth. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here, but no, it's not. It's not our little sea turtle friend today. This cycle is Bubo the Mechanical Owl. Scooch everybody down. And Aries, you're in the lucky position of being the first sign of the new energetic cycle, so you get to sort of witness the changing of the guard here. So we've got Bubo the Mechanical Owl. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, please put your prediction down in the comments. All right. Let's take a look around the room here. We've got really just two major arcana energies, the Hermit and the Moon. Right? The Moon is, in some ways, it's a cacophony of images. Right? Sometimes it's a fear. And sometimes that fear is that there are so many possibilities, there are so many potential outcomes, there's so much uncertainty. How do we know kind of what to do or which path to take? Or we're confronted with so much of the unknown that's very difficult to know how to move forward, right? But I like that we have our aces here, because I feel like what you're doing is confronting your fear. I feel like you're following your heart even when you don't quite have a plan moving forward. Maybe you don't really know exactly what you want or where this path will lead or, what the outcome will be. Maybe it is a path through a dark, scary forest, and we need to do it anyway, right? We're sort of answering that call to adventure. And I think that's what our ace is. I think this is really the holy grail, that you're aware that this is out there. And despite your mind maybe protesting, you're moving forward, and you're going to be victorious over your fears. I think you're going after something new. I think you're going after something that your heart absolutely wants. You don't know how to do it or where it's going to lead or what the outcome will be. There's no certainty. There's no guarantee about it. But you're doing it anyway, right? And the Hermit, I think, is your willingness to kind of confront the fear. I think it's your ability to sort of protect yourself, cloak yourself to the dark, scary elements that are out here in the world. You know, that you're kind of, it's almost like if you put your jacket up really high and just don't look at them, then you can just keep going on your path, you know. And it's like they can't get you, you know, the way a kid will pull our blankets up over our heads or something when we're scared at night or during a scary movie or something, right? I feel like this is kind of our cloak of protection, and we kind of feel that we have to tap into our inner resources here. We have to find our inner light. I think this is you not acquiescing to outside pressure, but following that pressure from inside, following what your heart wants right now. That's the Ace of Cups, following the Ace of Cups in there. And knowing that this is the right path for you, knowing that this is your destiny, right? And that you are out here to fulfill that or create that or to let that flow through you, however you want to look at it, rather than letting the fear of the unknown sort of dictate what you do in life, or letting the pressures from your world around you. In a very practical way, we got this 10 of Wands here. Rather than letting the pressures of the world get to you and sort of force you to give up on your dream, you are fortifying yourself against this pressure, and you're going to push back, right? So I feel like this is a time in your life where you really are kind of fighting through a lot of external pressure, a lot of opposition, in order to go after what your heart really truly wants. Now we've got fire, we've got quite a bit of water here. We've got just this little bit of air, and the air here, and we've got the earth energy over here. Okay. Now the Four of Swords is this is kind of a in some ways this is a mind that is it's at rest, I guess, right? And that's kind of the traditional interpretation. It's the calm. I think what it is. It's the calm before the storm. Okay, because this is the 4. The next card is the 5. The 5 is like mental stress and it's worry and it's confusion. This is kind of like we're preparing ourselves mentally for what we know is going to be a difficult path, for what we know is going to be confusing. We know we're going to confront a lot of demons, a lot of ghosts, a lot of scary monsters out there in the dark forest. And so we're fortifying ourselves, especially when we have a 4, but we got that ace behind it. It creates a 5. It's kind of like the heart wants something, and the mind is saying, okay, just let me prepare myself, and then we can go do it. So it's kind of like, it's that mental preparation that we do when we feel that there's a yearning towards something here for you. There's something in life. You feel you feel your own heart kind of dragging you forward in some direction, and the mind is trying to, I think, trying to not stress out over it. In other words, trying not to figure out how to do it or what to do, or not trying to reason it out, not trying to intellectualize it, right? Trying to let the feeling just be the feeling, even though it's disrupting everything in a way, right? So the heart mind here, it's kind of the mind is saying, okay, fine, let's go do it. Okay, fine, we'll do it your way, right? The heart here. So I feel like you're very in touch with a particular feeling right now, whether that's a yearning, whether that's an aspiration, a particular dream, if it's an attraction, if it's a desire towards something, or if it's a particular feeling, even a feeling. Because let's look at our 6 of Pentacles back here. It's in your history, right? This could be a feeling of kind of needing independence. Because what is the 6 of Pentacles in the background? This is a group win. This is a healthy, sort of harmonious group of people. I think maybe it's a work thing. I mean, it could be a family thing, but it's it's material success. It's kind of like saying, well, something's working. Why would we walk away from this, right? We got that hermit mode up there too. Why would we walk away from something that's working? I think that you're realizing, even though these might be the perfect teammates for you, there's something that's not right about it. There's something missing. There's something that just doesn't vibe with you. Okay? This, on paper, should be perfect. Okay? This is a situation where it's kind of like on paper, we have the perfect team. We have the perfect alignment. Everything, and maybe this is, your job, maybe this is just your life generally. It's like, on paper, looking at it from the outside, any outside observer would look at this and think, well, that's perfect. What are you complaining about, right? But you feel the Five of Cups underneath everything. You feel that there's some kind of, I don't think there's disappointment necessarily. I think this is a dissatisfaction. I don't think this is sorrow or sadness or feeling that something's really missing. Maybe we can use those terms, but I feel like this is a dissatisfaction. I feel like we have this. We're thinking, this is just not enough. Maybe there's something missing. But there's something that doesn't really fulfill me in the Six of Pentacles. Maybe that's your job, or maybe that's the path that you have been on in life, whether we're talking career or romance or art or spirituality or whatever it may be. Okay. This is the feeling like, I want more. I want something in addition to that. I want something else. And I need to follow my heart here to really be satisfied, to really find the joy and the beauty, and really, maybe this is perfectly fine and good, but it doesn't feel that it's your purpose, or it doesn't anymore. Maybe one time it did. So at the top, we've got that Hermit, where we're sort of entertaining this idea of, do I go a different direction? Do I follow my heart and go on this other path over here? This other path over here is less predictable. This other path over here, well, it's the Moon card. It's the dark, scary forest. Anybody in their right mind, right, would stay here with the Six of Pentacles. Like, well, this is predictable. This is warm and cozy. This is, it's successful. It may not be absolutely fulfilling every need you have. It may not be, the sort of pinnacle of success and purposefulness for you, but this is good. This is a routine. This is a functioning, a functioning path, and one that I think is quite rewarding for you. So the Hermit is sort of entertaining this idea, and maybe that's part of our Four of Swords here. It's kind of like, maybe it's saying, hey, we do need to think about it. Maybe the Four is preparing for the Five, and the Five is, well, 4 plus an ace, right? We get that 5, and maybe it's that, well, I really have to start thinking about this, because the Hermit is kind of you saying, I want to go in this other direction. I want to go down the path of uncertainty, and I want to face my fears. I want to confront the unknown, and I want to get out of this comfortable Six of Pentacles, and I want to find real success and real fulfillment, and and that's kind of the option for you. That's what you're sort of, you're considering that new path. And the Four of Swords is kind of, trying to mentally prepare for that, or really is, in context of this, if we keep them separated, is trying to resist what the heart is saying. So this is that rational part of you, perhaps. This is maybe your left mind, your left brain. It's saying, we should just stay here. This is more logical, right? To just stay here. But the heart is kind of screwing things up, and it's sort of interfering, and it's causing some sort of confusion. It's shaking things up a little bit. And that's when we get that Hermit energy that's kind of like, do I stay or do I go? It's one of these, it's a classic dilemma. In the future position, very nicely, we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a true victory. It's a victory over yourself more than anything. But it's also, this is a big win for you that I think involves the confronting of your fear. It involves the the pushing through the challenges, pushing through the pressure. Now, Spirit's not telling you whether you should or should not go hermit mode, right? Because there's a very good chance that some of this Six of Wands is really about you conquering this desire to leave, this desire to go in a different direction. The choice is yours. The truth is going to be yours alone, and that's got to be said right off the bat. Spirit's not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. What is the Six of Wands for you? What is the difficult thing for you? To follow your heart, face the unknown, face the challenges, face the dark, scary forest, and go in this new direction? Or is what Spirit wants you to do, and that you know in your heart, is kind of like, you got to stay and make this work. You got to find a way to be fulfilled here, right? And so we have to ask ourselves, is the grass going to be greener on the other side? Okay. Is it one of these situations where we have to sort of learn to love and be fulfilled in what we're doing? Or do we have to go out and find something to do that we love? You know? So I think that we're kind of in this period where we need to really think about it. And that's probably not, it's not very often that I say that. I think the Four here is suggesting that we need to really think about this. We need to feel it. We need to think it. We need to, even at the end here with the Ace of Swords, we need to sort of stop thinking and listen to what Spirit is telling you in your heart, in your soul. Is your path, is this a test to see how committed you are to that six, to this, if this is a group, if this is a family thing, if this is your work, how committed are you to that? Or is this a test that says, hey, you know what, you've done that, it's time to move forward, face your fears, face the darkness ahead of you on this unknown path, and go forward into this new unknown direction, right? And you've got to be able to have the confused thinking, have the whirlwind of thoughts, stress out about it for a little bit, but then come back to silence, rest the mind, come back to pure silence and listen to what Spirit is telling you. But I think first we have to really do the challenging mental work and try to think about it. And then we've got to stop thinking about it and we've got to listen. Because, we've got a six on either side. And where is your Six of Cups going to be? Right? The 5 plus the Ace. Where's the Six of Cups going to be? Is it here? And you just have to find it here? Or is it here in the future, in the dark, scary forest, and you've got to find it in the future? You've got to find it in a new path, right? Kind of you got two roads. You got the same road that you've been on, or you have the new road. And it seems that you will be very successful at the new road too. This is something that you'll be victorious doing this new thing, but is this 5 of Cups going to follow you there? And will you always have this hermit mode energy up top that says, well, now I want to keep going in a new direction always? Or maybe that's life. Maybe that is the path. Maybe this is about always looking for the next new thing, always following your heart and leaving the past win back there and going after the new win. Maybe that's a journey of life. We're like a shark. We always have to be moving forward, right? Spirit saying something about a double rainbow that you saw recently, or somehow the double rainbow is a very powerful kind of symbol for you, yeah. Or it is kind of an omen that really it confirms something for you. Maybe be on the lookout for those. But I kind of like this. I like the progression here. I kind of like our flow moving forward here. That says, look, it's a 4. It's a 6 of Pentacles. It's the 4 is kind of in where we are currently, where we're trying to listen to our heart. Okay, and perhaps the heart is saying that, look, this is already a 6 of Pentacles. It's already solidified. It's already done. It's in the past. It's a win that we've already had. What's next? What's the next big win? Can we go back and just sort of bask in the glory of this? Was this our peak? Was this our best day? Was this the biggest win of our life? and it's all downhill from here? Are we going to cling to this like this is the only thing that I'm going to ever accomplish? Or is our heart saying, hey, we have to keep going forward? The hermit has to always sort of leave behind the past and go in its own direction, following its own inner light. Right? That's what the hermit does. And so the Six of Wands in the future position, this might be the next big win for you. What is your next accomplishment? Let's say you did really good. You had a successful, you won a marathon last year. Okay, great. But what are you doing now? What are you doing next year and the year after? Are you just going to always be returning to the heyday where, hey, last year, remember I won that marathon? What about 5 years from now? Hey, remember 5 years ago when I won that marathon? Like, is that going to be what you're known for? Is that going to be the greatest achievement of your life? And that's what we're always going to put all of our value in, right? Or is Spirit telling you, you gotta listen to your heart and go forward? Your journey's not over, right? We always talk about that here too. We talk about, well, you're getting a good win, a good accomplishment, a big win. You've crossed the finish line somewhere, but the journey isn't over. The path isn't over. What comes next? This might even be a transition between a career and retirement, right? Or you did all this work at university, you graduated, and now what are you doing? Like, what's next? That was a big win. The Six of Pentacles is a big win. But that's not the end of the line for you, is it? Yeah. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. Doesn't cost anything. All right. Spirit's saying something about an animal shelter. I don't know if you got your pet at an animal rescue thing, or if you did some sort of fostering, or if you did some sort of animal rescue work. And I don't know if that's part of your journey here, or if that is just a little kind of a side note, right? Your general energy, of course, is a Prince of Cups, because this is authenticity. This is you trying to understand the truth of what Spirit is telling you. This is air and water. This is air and water, right? Trying to understand what your heart really wants. What is the right thing to do? What is the choice that I can make that's really the most authentic? Staying back in that Six of Pentacles and just relying on that, living off of that, and just saying, well, that's who I am, and that's who I was, and that's going to be what I'm kind of known for. That's going to be my identity, right? Or does the Hermit have the right idea that's saying, I'm going to go and further my identity. I'm going to go further off trail and find my path. We still have a lot of days left, right? That's the assumption we have to make. That, I've got room in front of me to pursue something else. And so the Prince of Cups is that person that's trying to be authentic, trying to make the choice that is right for themselves, trying to be who you are, trying to do what is right for you, to express your truth. Yeah. And so I feel like you're kind of in this dilemma now. Maybe you're just sort of wondering what's coming next, and wondering, should I rest here or should I just keep going? And, and I kind of see I see a bit of a trend here. And I think Spirit is sort of urging you in a particular direction here, especially with the idea here, or the reality that the earth energy is only in this card. This is the only thing that has happened, and that was real, that is sort of materialized. This is what has manifested for you, this big win. So now the rest of this energy becomes you figuring out what's manifesting next and getting the bingo idea, the light bulb above your head, and setting off in that direction. But I guess our fear would say, let's just stay here because this is already known. This is already established, this has already happened, and this is something that is quote-unquote real, right? Now, somebody in your life has a gambling problem. Is that true? You're not much of a gambler, though. And so this is where the fear of the uncertainty kind of plays into it, I think. So we're not going to gamble. Maybe that six of pentacles is the money that you've earned, the success that you've earned. And it's kind of like, am I going to reinvest it in something else, or am I just going to live off of this? Yeah. Well, energy. It could be money, but the energy of it. The glory of it, perhaps. Yeah. But it seems to me that staying in this, living in this past glory, will eventually lead to stagnation, depression, and all these really terrible cards that we don't see today, thankfully, right? So I think if we lingered here, we would end up getting an 8, or a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10 of swords, and that would be misery, right? We got the 5 of cups. That's enough. That's enough to say, okay, I gotta do something now. I gotta keep going forward. I gotta face my fears. Yeah, and I need to know that there's more out there. Now you've got this 10 of Wands in the environment. The 10 of Wands is a lot of pressure. It's an overwhelming responsibility. It is a burden, okay? And because this is in the position of your environment and your relationships, I feel like you're experiencing a lot of pressure from other people or from the world around you. And maybe this is the pressure to provide, the pressure to perform. And so, 6 of Pentacles, it's kind of like that's going to be safe. Maybe you have a responsibility for your employees, for your friends, your family, or just for your life or for your world. And it feels that, well, because I have this responsibility, let's say you have kids, and it's your job to take care of your kids, right? Well, if you have a steady gig, big win, 6 of Pentacles, that's going to take care of the kids, right? That's going to help you. It's something stable. It's a flow. It's a function. There's some harmony there. It's a win. It's good. So part of the issue here is, well, if I gamble with that, then I'm sort of, I'm taking those resources away from my kids, It's kind of like I'm not going to quit my job because the job's what's putting food on the table. Okay. So it feels like that's kind of an issue here, where it's like the stability of the 6 is very necessary because I have to take care of life, because I have responsibilities. I got to pay my bills, So very often, I think this happens to all of us, that we talk ourselves out of doing what our heart really wants to do because we feel we have an obligation toward ourselves, toward others, toward the world. And it would be irresponsible of us to move away from or to do something new that is, it would be irresponsible for us to enter that dark, scary forest where we don't know what's going to happen. I'm a father. I've got a 4-year-old daughter. And when I made the decision to quit my day job and do YouTube full time, which it's been about a year now, a little over a year since I quit my day job. It was a very difficult decision. Thankfully, my wife, helped me to do it, convinced me to do it, encouraged me, because I felt, well, that's irresponsible of me. Like I'm putting our whole family into this very ambiguous, vague, unpredictable, unreliable scenario where I had a job and it wasn't paying very much. It wasn't going anywhere. It kind of was a dead end to some degree. I was there for 15 years, though. But it was there, and it was likely that I could have stayed there for an indefinite number of years. But I took a risk, gambled in a way. I said, I'm gonna quit that job. I'm gonna do YouTube full time, and that kind of is. And I'm not saying you should quit your job. No. What I'm saying is that sometimes putting ourselves into that position where we have to either succeed, put in everything we've got, and make it work no matter what happens, because we don't have anything else. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you're quitting your job or anything like that. I'm not saying you're gambling. I'm not a gambler. But sometimes it's that pressure we put on ourselves because I quit my job. It's like, now I got no choice but to figure something out. I got no choice but to work as hard as I can, even when I don't want to. You know, and so it's, you know, there's no days off. There's no sick time. There's no vacation days. There's no unemployment insurance. You know what I mean? There's no insurance at all. It's, I've got to do this. There's no safety net. I've got to do this or else. So I feel like you're kind of putting yourself in a pressure cooker and you're saying, this is a situation where I am forced to adapt and grow and meet with the challenge because there's no other option, right? And I think that's what our Ace of Swords is, the idea that there is no other option. Now, I'm not recommending that you do anything so drastic to where it's kind of like, you know, you put yourself into the pressure cooker and you have no choice but to adapt and to make it work. But energetically, I feel like that's kind of where we're going from this. We're taking matter, we're turning it into energy. We're saying whatever resources I have, whatever glory this was, whatever win this was, I'm going to use it now to pursue something that my heart is really telling me is the right thing. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to do what I know is the right path for me. It may seem irresponsible. There may be other people that are sort of scared. I'm scared, but I know in my heart that this is the right thing for me. Maybe for your family too, or for, you know, whatever situation you're in. But we're confronting that fear, and this fear is the obstacle. This is the unknown. This is, you know, we're looking at that doorway and we cannot see what's on the other side of it. But we still have this certainty that whatever's on the other side, I can handle it. I will overcome. I will win. I will do it. That's the Six of Wands, the confidence that we can win no matter what. I don't know what the enemy is, but I can do it. I don't know what this path is going to be, but I'll figure it out, and we're going to make it work no matter what happens. If I got to stay up all day, all night, if I got to put in 100-hour work weeks, fine. Whatever I got to do. If I got to be up, you know, in the middle of the night working when everybody else is sleeping, that's what I'm going to do. Okay? So it's kind of this confidence that we have that no matter what the fear is, no matter what the monsters are out there in that dark, scary forest, we're up to the challenge. And we're going to do it. There's no other option. There's no belief in you. Well, I think we're getting rid of rid of any shred of that belief that maybe I can't do it. We're getting rid of all doubt. We're getting rid of all secondary options. We're getting rid of all possibility in our own mind. There's no shred of that thought or that mindset that maybe I'm not strong enough. Maybe it's going to fail. Maybe it's not going to work. No, there is no maybe. There's an Ace of Swords. You're going to do it. You can do it. You will do it. You're doing it. You have to do it. There is no other option. There is no, I'm just going to take a day off. There is no, I'm going to confront the monster, but maybe it's going to kick my butt. No, there isn't. There's just one thought. There's one truth. And if you believe it with every fiber of your being, this is going to be the greatest move you've ever made. This is going to be the greatest pursuit. This is going to be the biggest win of your life, right? Even bigger than the last one. And so, you know, you ran a marathon last year, right? But then this year you're thinking, well, I want to do it again, but I'm older, I'm tired, I got all this, I have responsibilities, I got work. I'd have to train, I'd have to put my social life on hold to train for the marathon. And what if it's too hard? I'm kind of scared of doing. No, I've decided I'm going to run a marathon this year, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get in the condition to do it because I'm going to succeed. I may not come in first place, but I'm going to put in 120% of my effort, and I'm going to do it. You know, there is no other option. There is no maybe not. There's only yes. Yeah. Let's look at our mystery card here. I like this reading for you. I think this is going to be the biggest win of your life. I really do. Mystery card here, obviously I want a Six of Cups, right? Because it's kind of what we're looking for. That's what we want. We realize we don't have the Six of Cups. That's what I want. I want that satisfaction. I want that pleasure. I want that feeling of knowing that I'm following my destiny, creating my reality. The Spirit's saying you have a lot of stuff in storage. I feel like you've always been preparing. I feel like you know that there was more coming in your life. You know that there's something next. Even though the mind is kind of in this current position of just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should go this way, but I feel like you've already prepared. It's like you've already packed your bags. Yeah. Let's see, mystery card. The Emperor, yes. You know, this is the Aries power card. This is the card that rules the sign of Aries. So this is you. This is you in your best energy. This is you in your boss energy. This is you saying, I'm going to do it. Why? Because I have to. It's my job. It's who I am. I don't know the word defeat. I don't know the word can't. I don't understand that. Defeat, retreat, not in your vocabulary. You're the Emperor. This is your superpower card. So you're owning this, and this is going to be the biggest win of your life. This is such an extraordinary mystery card here. Beautiful confirmation. Absolutely perfect. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Aries Monday and Friday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're currently watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.